Hey, it's Chloe, and I promise we have actual videos coming soon. Things just keep getting delayed, and also Noah's in New York, so things are difficult. But Mr. YouTube got mad we haven't posted in like 6 months. So for now, please enjoy this old Patreon video from summer of 2021. That's just us talking about the book Vampire Kisses. And it's the first episode of Vampire Book Club, and then we did a few more episodes after that if you want to find them on our Patreon. But anyway, love you guys. See you soon.
Happy July!
Happy July! We're both older now.
Yeah!
Okay. Okay.
Alright.
Where'd you put the book?
I've got the book. I don't think we're going to read it out loud, but I think we're going to discuss page by page. So, our book, Vampire Kisses.
One of my favorite books of all time.
By Ellen Schreiber.
I don't know. I do not know how many times I've read this book. Because
you have at least like 4 of them.
Yeah, and when I was in like middle school, I had it on my little like Kindle book.
I miss the Kindle.
I think I downloaded or like I would rent the I would rent the ebook of it from the library, and then I would read it, and then it'd expire. And so then I just borrowed again, and I would just read it over and over, and then I did find like a download online, so then I just had it, so then I would just read it all the time, and then I only got physical copies of these books like in the past few years.
But this is a deep cut, because this was sold at Borders. So that's...
I loved Borders.
I loved Borders.
Yeah, so I love these books. I've read every single one in the series multiple times. And one time, I kept Noah from sleeping because I was pacing around my room yelling about the plot of this book.
It was Silly Billy Chloe hours.
Because it was very late at night. And when it's very late at night, I am in an altered state of consciousness. So we... because there are 22 chapters in this book, I think we decided we're gonna do like 3 chapters a month.
Yep.
And then like the last one we can do like the last like 4 or whatever.
As the special finale.
Yeah.
So Vampire Kisses was,
what year was it?
Yeah, I was gonna say, let's get some background info. It was first published in 2003.
Yeah, that checks out.
Could you read by then?
I was 5.
Yeah, you would have turned 5 that year.
So, like, a little bit.
Okay.
I love that every book in this series starts out with a dramatic quote from that book.
I want a relationship I can finally sink my teeth into. Alexander Sterling. There's a plane.
Also
Disney's planes. It's not true.
Definitely, like 13, 14-year-old me, had some kind of like compet thing with these books, and reading them again now, I'm like, oh yeah, no, it's because Alexandra's just kind of a woman. Like, just a little bit, that's just a woman. And I love that.
Okay, so this is, the first line of our book. Chapter 1, Little Monster. The first line of our book is, "It first happened when I was 5. And then our protagonist, who is named Raven, goes on to describe an incident where in kindergarten they were all saying what they wanted to be when they grew up. And she said that she wanted to be a vampire. And everyone laughed at her and inched away from her on the reading rug.
It's just that me too.
And that just doesn't feel accurate to 5-year-olds.
I went as a vampire for Halloween when I was 5.
Yeah.
I was a vampire princess, which really set the tone for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
So she wants to be a vampire.
And that section ends with, I spent most of my childhood watching others inch away. And it's like, girl! One thing you said in kindergarten?
I was conceived of my dad's waterbed.
Yep, horrible way to start off the next one. And I really do wish that we were reading it out loud, but I can't do it twice. So, she's conceived on her dad's waterbed, or on the rooftop of her mom's college dorm under twinkling stars, depending on who's telling the story.
Because her parents aren't like normal parents. They're like cool parents.
Well, her parents,
or at least they used to be
cool. Yeah, their names are Sarah and Paul, so that's real cool. I'm just going to read the description of them. They were soulmates that couldn't part with the 70s. True love mixed with drugs, some raspberry incense, and the music of the Grateful Dead. A beaded, jeweled, halter-topped, cut-off, blue-jeaned, barefooted girl intertwined with a long-haired, unshaven, Elton John spectacled, suntanned, leather-vested, bell-bottomed, and sandaled guy.
Yeah.
So, after she was born, her parents became more responsible, or, quote, less glassy-eyed. They stopped living in a van, and they started renting property because it's always a choice. It's always a choice that you're making. And there were lava lamps everywhere, and they watched a lot of horror movies with her. And Batman. Then they had a baby. Chloe, what does she call the baby?
Nerd boy. She exclusively calls her little brother Nerd boy.
His name is Billy. So it's like you really went with Raven and Billy. I was gonna say, well, Raven and William. No, those are both, that's still crazy. So, he sucks and she's abandoned and alone because no one will watch vampire movies with her at nighttime anymore because they're dealing with the baby. Then they send her to kindergarten. She does not have a good time at kindergarten.
Basically the main takeaway is she's not like other girls.
Yeah.
She's different.
Yeah.
Nobody understands her.
The whole of the first 2 chapters is a lot of, this is what my childhood was like, this is what my town is like, da 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 da. As you can see, I'm different. A bunch of preps stared at me. I put my middle finger up at them. She doesn't want to go to school, they make her go back to school. At school, instead of singing the songs of Mary Poppins, I whistled the theme to The Exorcist. Which,
she's edgy and different.
But it's like, a lot of the times when you see that, they're doing a thing where it's like, and then the normal girls like this stupid normal thing. And I, who am intelligent, like this cool thing. No. She's just like, yeah, well, all the other kids wanted to be astronauts and firefighters, and they wanted to watch musicals. How stupid of them! And it's like, Raven! Girl! If she was like, and then all the other kindergartners said they wanted to be housewives, I'd be like, okay, I see how you could have a different... What is a vampire but a housewife?
I wish I was a vampire as a housewife.
I know. As this is when we get our first introduction to Trevor Mitchell.
Also, I do think it's important to note that while I was reading these books all the time, was when I painted my walls dark purple and had black curtains and black bedding, and I would get into bed and pretend that I was lying in a coffin. Also, I took some naps in coffins. And also, I was going to the cemetery a lot and just kind of hanging out, hoping that I might meet a vampire. And also on Halloween, that was when I started leaving candy in the mailbox of the local cemetery, so that if any witches or vampires or ghouls or ghosts wanted some candy, then they would know that I was cool, and then maybe they would make me one of them.
You had a lot more freedom for expression in your childhood, I think, than I did.
Yeah, when I was in, like, preschool, I used to play with a lot of Halloween decorations.
Oh, the CSI thing!
Yeah! Also, I would take little plastic skeletons and wrap them up in toilet paper like little mummies, and then I would put them in little plastic coffins and bury them in the backyard, and have little funeral services.
Yeah.
And also, one of my favorite toys was a rubber bat.
Yeah.
So, like, I was having a good time.
So this is about when we're introduced to series-long nemesis, really. Trevor Mitchell. A blonde, blue-eyed boy.
Who she will continue to bring up. He is hot. He's real hot, and she needs you to know that he is hot. And she does find him attractive, just very boring.
Very tramp stamps of her.
It's very tramp stamps.
Yeah, so she she goads him into biting her.
Because she thinks that will make her a vampire.
And she then tries to fly. She does not. She says a curse word from The Godfather, because that's what we... Cool! That's what it meant to be different and edgy when you were 5. Like, why can't she be normal? Like, what was so wrong with what the other kids were doing?
They're all just vibing.
Yeah, all the other kids are being normal and pleasant. Okay, so chapter 2 is called Dullsville, and we get to hear a little bit more about her town where she lives. She calls it Dullsville. There are 8,000 people there, and we are to assume that they are all white. The weather is miserable all year round. Sunny. With cookie-cutter houses and sprawling farmland. And then there's a bit about how, there's a right side of the tracks and a wrong side, and this side is the one with the country club and the golf carts, and that's the one with the poor farmers. And it's, like, weirdly hard to tell what her issues with the various things are. Because it just comes across as, like, it's supposed to be that she's got an issue with all of the conformity of it. The cookie-cutter houses, the sunshine that normal people like. But then it's like, you could make an argument for the fact that all of the houses looking the same is a negative to a town, and that having such a strict class divide is a negative to the town. But then you bring in the thing where it's like, and it's sunny, and there's farms, and it's like, Raven, I don't know what your point is. Would you like to speak about Becky?
Oh, Becky.
Oh, Becky. Oh, Becky.
So chapter 2 is when we meet Raven's only friend.
Her best and only friend. Becky.
Her name is Becky Miller. Because of course it's Becky Miller. And she's
poor.
Yeah, she's a poor farm girl. She is the only person less popular than Raven.
Which means that even the other farm girls are more popular. It's a very inconsistent book. Also, they never once mention farm boys.
It's just farm girls. Raven's
if
very
you have a boy
mean
on
to
a farm,
her.
you have to dump him down the well.
Like, in all of her descriptions and stuff, Raven's very mean to her. She's always just like, and Becky's just this, like, poor, meek little thing.
Her pathetic face.
She just follows me around like a lost little puppy.
Crying like a baby.
Yeah, so they're best friends
and
now.
Her hair sucks.
And then, So they
meet when they're kids.
Yeah, they meet as kids. Raven starts going over to Becky's house to play because her backyard is as big as Transylvania.
I'm gonna start telling people that about your yard.
Yeah!
Like, you live in Chloe's backyard? Well, it's as big as Transylvania, so...
And then...
Oh my god, is this the trip?
And then...
Yeah!
And then, when Raven is 11, her family goes to New Orleans for a vacation.
Her brother, who is 6, wants to go to the aquarium.
Nerd boy! That's for nerds! Only nerds go to the aquarium. Raven wants to go to the home of an author.
Well, she wants to go to
author.
a couple places. The house of Anne Rice's birth.
The historical homes she had restored, and the mansion she now called home. Which is arguably also a very nerdy thing to want.
More so.
So they go to the Gothic mega mansion. It's her and her mom. There's a bunch of other little goth girls hanging out. And then the blackest limo Raven has ever seen, who steps out but Anne Rice. She glowed like a movie star, a gothic angel, a heavenly creature. Her long black hair flowed over her shoulders and glistened. She wore a golden headband, a long flowing silky skirt.
Did grown women wear headbands in 2003?
Probably.
Were we all just doing that?
A long flowing silky skirt and a fabulous vampirish dark cloak. I was speechless. I thought I might go into shock.
I'm gonna look up a picture of what Anne Rice wears in her regular life.
And so Anne Rice signs an autograph for Raven, takes a photo with her. Oh no, the photo doesn't turn out. Because the power of the two of their vampiric energies makes the photo just not come out. So I love that. Chapter 3, Monster Mash.
Please go back to the bit where it's talking about the town, where the only interesting bit in the town, because we did miss that part.
Oh yes, of course. Because there is information that she wants us to know. Because it might be important later.
This is what Anne Rice looked like in 2003 when she was signing copies of her Christian memoir.
But this would have been 5 years before that.
You're right.
Would have been the year of my birth, I think.
Yeah. How's it feel knowing that Raven's older than you?
Okay.
Oh, no, okay, no. Yeah, no, she is just like that.
Yeah!
That's awesome!
Okay, so, can't believe we skipped this part.
I mean, I'm assuming that's at an event, not her home, but like...
when Raven is describing how the whole town is just so boring and everything's just a cookie cutter and there's no variation of that.
Travel agents and florists and a computer store.
Oh yeah, also the only exciting place is an abandoned mansion an exiled baroness built on the top of Benson Hill where she died in isolation. Other than that, the whole town's like really boring. There's like nothing exciting about it at all.
Chapter 3, Monster Mash.
Chapter 3, my sweet 16th birthday. Shouldn't all birthdays be sweet? Why should 16 be any sweeter? It seemed like a whole lot of hype to me.
God, Raven, you're so cool.
Her parents get her a pearl necklace for her birthday, and she's very just an avocado. Thanks. Becky gets her a black leather necklace with a pewter bat on it, which she enjoys a lot more. They go to school.
Well, what news does Becky have for her?
Oh, Becky has...
I mean, it's probably not important to the book.
By the way, I saw a moving van last night outside the mansion, she whispered. No way, someone finally moved in? Guess so, but all I saw were the movers carrying in old desks, grandfather clocks, and huge crates marked soil. And they have a teenage son. He was probably born wearing khaki pants, and I'm sure his parents are some boring Ivy Leagues, I replied. I hope they don't remodel it and chase out all the spiders. Yeah, and tear out the gate and put up a white picket fence and a plastic goose on the lawn. I hope that doesn't happen.
Targeted on that one. It's Leafy.
Yeah, it's Leafy. You can put him back. Wonder if that will become relevant later. They go to school. Raven is not like other girls because everyone else has to wear white on white and gym shoes to gym class. And she wears a black shirt, shorts, and combat boots instead, because she's not like the other girls. And then Trevor
Mitchell.
Trevor Mitchell.
The most beautiful man in the world.
The most beautiful man in the world. Is maybe one of the funniest bullies ever created.
Intricate, specific insults.
He says...
Oh, can I be the voice of Matt?
Yes, of course.
Okay.
He says, "Sweet 16, how lovely, just right for love, don't you think, Matt?
Yeah, dude.
But maybe there's a reason she doesn't wear white. White is for virgins, right, Raven?" He was gorgeous, no doubt about it. His blue eyes were beautiful and his hair looked as perfect as a model's. He had a girl for every day of the week. He was a bad boy, but he was a rich bad boy, which made him very boring.
So good.
So how are you spending your birthday? Trevor shouted, sitting with the rest of the class, loud enough for everyone to hear. You and Farmer Becky sitting home on a Friday night watching Friday the 13th, maybe placing some personal ads? 16-year-old single white monster girl seeks mate to bond with for eternity. The whole class laughed. Raven,
How is it the opposite of, and then everyone cheered?
Raven, what's the word for, like, haha, I'm lying that I do this cool thing, but I can't do that cool thing. I can't remember the word. Raven retaliates by saying that she's gonna go to Matt's cool party that she wasn't invited to.
That we did not hear about prior to this.
Everyone was shocked. The whole class waited for Trevor. Bluff. Okay, yes. Raven bluffs that she's gonna go to Matt's cool party that she wasn't invited to. So now they have to go, or else they'll seem so uncool.
It was a very bad bluff.
The whole class waited for Trevor's reaction. Sure, you and Igor can come, but remember, we drink beer, not blood. The whole class laughed again, and Trevor high-fived Matt.
Yeah!
We can't go to Matt's party, Becky said. Who knows what they'll do to us? We'll see what they do, or what we'll do. It's my sweet 16th, remember? A birthday to never forget.
Thus ends Chapter 3 of Vampire Kisses.
So for next month, get ready for chapters 4 through 6. Yes.
Please discuss in the comments what you think of it, what your favorite vampire books were as a child.
Yeah. Vampire Book Club.
Vampire Book Club! Maybe we'll dress up next time.
Yeah. Right now we're just filming this after Fantasy Island 2020.
Well, because last time we dressed up like vampires, your grandma was not into it.
I like dressing up as vampires.
She was not into it.
I have so many capes. Also, I have some plastic teeth somewhere.